Hi, I'm Garrett with IDC Woodcraft. I'd like to welcome you to this video. This video is for you, the person who has been showing some interest in the CNC router world and sitting on it, wondering whether you should dive in or not. I want to talk to you a little bit about why maybe, just maybe, you have been looking at this kind of stuff at a little deeper level, and why maybe you're not jumping off the fence. Of course, sometimes we just have to feel sure enough in ourselves that this is the way to go. If you have been looking at this stuff for a while and just thinking, man, that's so amazing, the stuff that people can create, and you're drawn to it. To me, that's this creative side within us screaming to get out. I may be wrong, but what I have found with the majority of people who get a CNC router is they want a change in life. They want to get out of the humdrum cycle, maybe not necessarily a 9-to-5 type of thing, but just the things that they're doing in life. They're kind of bored with it, and they need something new and creative to do. And in your case, you're being drawn to this world of CNC machines. I'd like to tell you a story, and then I'm going to tell you why, maybe, just maybe, you're holding back. This is not a CNC story, but it's the story that woke me up to not wait for something, not wait for the perfect time. Back in 2016, I started to have this feeling like I needed to make a change in life. I was an engineer, very successful, made a lot of money, and yet I was not happy. I felt like there was something else to do, but I just didn't know what it was. But I started to get pulled to this hiking trail on the west coast of the United States. It's called the Pacific Crest Trail. Now, if you don't know what that is, the Pacific Crest Trail is 2,650 miles. It goes from the California-Mexican border and meanders through the mountains of California, Oregon, and Washington to the Washington-Canadian border. That's 6 months of hiking, walking, eating, shitting, and sleeping in the dirt all day long. As time went on, I started to watch more and more videos about it, researching it, kind of like you might be doing with CNC routers. And this pull inside of me became more and more irresistible to go do it. Now, I had never hiked a day in my life, and I was considering venturing out into a 6-month hiking trip. Eventually, that pull became so intense that there was no resisting it. It required me to leave my job, leave the house that I was renting. And it was kind of interesting that I was willing to do that. So I did both, and I started to drive out west and took my time doing it. Came from Indiana and got to the trailhead at the California-Mexican border, all desert, and thinking, oh my God, what am I doing? Now, mind you, I had my backpack, I had all my gear, but I had not put that backpack on. I didn't do so much research that I had to know exactly what I needed. I didn't work out to make sure I was ready. I just bought little research I did, got the stuff that I thought I needed, and I would figure it out along the way. So I'd never put that backpack on until that day I stepped at the trailhead. And from there, it was learning. And one thing I found by making that decision to just go is it opened up an entirely new world of friends and experience, and the challenges of climbing mountains and the joy of getting to the top of the mountain and looking down 2 miles into the valleys of California, Oregon, and Washington, and putting my arms out and going, I did it. The sense of pride of taking that journey. So how does this relate to CNC routers? Well, getting into this world of CNC is scary because there's so much to learn. It's a craft that you have to develop. It's kind of like you can't develop it by watching it. You have to just dive in and start to figure it out along the way. It's kind of like put it on the backpack, right? You just say, I'll do it. There's some point where you just can't know enough or any more to make the decision, and you just have to jump. This channel I want to share with you started about 8 months ago, relative to the date that this video is published. And as I launched it, I just started paying attention to what people needed, what they wanted, problems they were having. And by virtue of that, I put together lots of different videos that cover these things for the beginner, because that's where the need is. Like, bottom line, beginner to the intermediate. And I found that people don't really know what machines to get. They don't know about router bits. You know, the things that actually cut the woods. And then there's the feeds and speeds. And then there's the design elements. How do you design your projects? How do you transfer that design over to the router? And then finally, about 70% of the people who get into this are doing it because they want to start a business out of it. I found at the core of it is they're tired of the 9 to 5. They want a change in life. And I also find that one of the challenges is that we want that change in life so fast that we don't know how to get there, and so we don't even take the jump. And then the progress, the progression of being able to create that change takes a lot longer because of inaction. As humans, right? We have this tendency of waiting for the perfect time. And all I can tell you is there are a lot of people in the graveyard still waiting for the perfect time. If you're one of those people who sits on the fence, just waiting, rob the cemetery of your talents and your skills and your ability to create something amazing. And even better, create something amazing for other people. This channel has all the resources you need. I have found the CNC router that I now endorse, which is a long mill CNC router, but it doesn't matter, whichever machine that you want. Just go get it. I've given you the router bits, as I said, the feeds and speeds, the everything, and it's all right here to get you kick-started into this amazing world. Rob the cemetery of your talents that's screaming to get out. The perfect time won't arrive. Instead, just put that backpack on and start taking the hike. Get that router and start figuring it out from there. And you'll be amazed how fast you'll start to learn, but even more amazed of how that sense of pressure that you have on your shoulders of wanting this change and being afraid to make the change releases. And you're going, I did it. That sense of release, I know you know that feeling. That sense of release is that moment when your spirit says, yes, I am going to create. I am going to get out and I'm going to sing. You are going to sing your creative side. With my parting words on this rather different CNC video, I want to tell you, go for it. Don't wait anymore. The items I mentioned, there's links down below to go explore those. The router, the bits, the feeds and speeds, the videos. This channel is full of videos. There's information on the website, idcwoodcraft.com. I started the CNC Entrepreneurs Facebook group. So collectively, Entrepreneurs can learn how to create a CNC business. I've started mentoring people to teach them how to get into business the right way so they can have a successful business. And I want to teach you all of this. And I even do one-on-ones so that you can speed up your learning process. Don't wait for the right time, because the right time never comes. I want to give you one last tip. I can't tell you how many times I've had people tell me, literally, I'm really interested in the CNC routing stuff, but my wife thinks I'll get bored with it. And there's nothing that goes through me more than that does. As close as we are to our spouses, and as much as we respect them, who are they to tell us if we are going to be bored or not? This is my take on that. First of all, it's just an excuse to allow ourselves not to get it. And second of all, if you are being drawn to it, then by golly, there's something there. And if you do find yourself being bored, you can sell the machine, but you will never know until you take that leap. You're here, you've been exploring this stuff. I'm going to ask you, from spirit to spirit, do you want to wait to express the creativity within you that is trying to get out? Whatever change that's within you that's trying to get out. We just have to go with faith sometimes, which is what I've done. When I got into CNC routers, I had no clue that I would end up creating a YouTube channel that right now just crossed the 10,000 subscriber mark. Why did that happen? Because I took a chance on something, because I had nothing else. I was being called to it. And I finally just said, I'm going for it. So I don't know if this little pep talk video has inspired you or not, but I hope it gave you some food for thought. Again, all the links for everything I've talked about and a lot more is down below. Videos, machines, router bits, on and on and on. Go explore the description down below this video. But more importantly, let your creative side come out. I'm Garrett with IDC Woodcraft, and I can't wait to teach you more about this amazing creative world of CNC routers. I'll talk to you later.